James D., the Chairman Emeritus and President of the PCCAI, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Ma'am, magandang gabi po. Former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada, Sir, good evening. Executive Secretary Salvador Medaldia and the other members of the Cabinet, members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, I see Senator Gordon here, the medical doctors and employees of Chinese General Hospital and Medical Center, the honored guest, I see my fraternity brother, Justice Santos. Brad, magandang gabi sa inyo, ladies and gentlemen. I have a three-page speech. I will be through in about a minute and a half. So I would just bid you goodbye because I have to fly back to Davao tonight. I apologize for the attire. I thought that I could make it on time to my quarters there in Pasig. Apparently I was busy talking to the ambassador. Is he here? Ambassador Xiao. He was there to preside over the delivery of the arms and ammunition donated by China. It took about 4 cargo planes as big as the C-130 of the Americans. And I would like to thank China and President Xi Jinping and the ambassador for their kind assistance. We're talking of charity, humanity, and help. But before that, I'd like to pay tribute and homage to the men and women behind the Chinese General Hospital when it was first established. I'm sure they are not around, but their humanity and love of fellow men remains, and it is conveyed and transferred from one generation to another. My mother was also one of the early workers of Davao Chinese School. And kayong taga Davao, you know that she was a teacher. She was accepted there. In 1952, we migrated to Davao in 49 because of her father who was also Chinese. I'd like to talk about your charity and your sense of humanity and the trouble that we are now facing. Having been a resident of Mindanao for most of my life, I was really worried about Mindanao. And the only reason why I decided to run, it's not because of any shortcoming on the part of the candidates. They were all good, maybe better than me, but nobody was talking about Mindanao. And I was really worried because if ever, Mindanao was just mentioned on the sidelines, lip service lang. Nobody was discussing about what will happen if we lose Mindanao. It was a serious problem then during the campaign. And I was talking a lot about the dangers of being a country that is dismembered. And of course, recently, if you'd noticed during the last 4 months, I was mouthing about, do not force my hand into it. Because pag ang sitwasyon, lalala to, I will be forced to declare martial law. I was not specifically trying to target anybody, except that they were terrorists. But I knew at that time, as I know now, that the terrorists, yung mga Abu Sayyaf, pati di Maute, were really a part of the ISIS. Young Maute brothers were in and out, and they went to Libya and Egypt to study. And it was there that they acquired I don't think it's an ideology. It does not have any connection at all or claim to any God or even the goodness of a human being. They are there just to kill and destroy. That's about it. Alam ko na noon na delikado because I was really talking of Shabu. And I was complaining, and heard ko into mga human rights, why I was always mouthing Shabu, Shabu, Shabu. And apparently, they were trying also to connect the killings. You know, Shabu at that time was an apparatus, an organization. And they said, this one senator, if he knows his sense of whatever, it was really growing big. But the bulk of the Shabu was being produced in Mindanao and even not in my city. Davao del Sur, Kidapawan, Buldon, Marawi, Cotabato City. Masyadong marami. At sabi ko, if it's just a consumption, everybody will get an overdose. It's just too plenty. And, you know, as a mayor for the last 23 years, and having been a prosecutor once upon a time in my life, I was trying to figure out why. And then I realized that, at least in Mindanao, and part of the larger shipments, Shabu was funding or was fueling the insurrection. At that time, ang ISIS wala pa sa picture. But when they imported Hapilon to central Mindanao, si Tausug. At alam naman ninyo kayong, the Tausug can never get together with the Maranaos. And the Maranaos could never understand also the Tausug and even the Maguindanao. Hindi magpatayan yan. And that quarrel of them started even before the arrival of the Spaniards. It started with the Shiite Patricia. Yung religion ngayon, nagpapatayan sila doon sa ano. They were battling it out, but 90% of the Moro who are Muslims, 90% of them are Sunni. Marawi is Shiite. Yung motif nila, yung bishop, is there. He holds office there. Nung pinapasok nila si Hapilon, nagdududa ako, kasi hindi ito pwedeng There could only be one reason. There was a poste, a rallying point. Then I realized that it was the infiltration of the IS. Kaya ako sige nagsabi, do not force my hand into it because they were planting IEDs, improvised explosive devices, everywhere, including the Zamboanga High School. Kaya ako pumutok na talaga, pati mga bata na. Sabi ko, delikado na to. But still, pigil ako kasi, you know, you do not resort to extraordinary powers for a flimsy reason. But when I was in Moscow, I was only about 6 hours there. I was waiting for the chance to meet President Putin. But he finally, kung nalaman niya na alis na ako, he called this man there to tell me to wait because he was from the other region. You know, Russia is a vast expanse of territory. A part of Russia lies in Asia, and a part of it is also in Europe. But I had to, sabi niya, 6 hours, and I got to talk to him. Same problem. Yun ang sinabi ko na sabi niya nga, malakas na nga ang pasok sa ano ninyo. Intelligence from all sources. Nung sinabi na ng inatake yung Marawi, Marawi was attacked by the ISIS together with the terrorists, mostly foreigners yung nasa forefront. And they were the Kuwaitis who are parang puti yan eh. At a distance you'd masbi mo Amerikano except for the birds. Ano talaga, mga puti. May 4 sila nakita, 6, tapos Indonesians because of their language. And Malaysians. Nung sabi ko ilan, sabi ko ito na yun. Kaya kung terorista lang na local, I wouldn't have declared martial law. But since they were already coming here because of their dream to establish a caliphate, a kingdom in Southeast Asia, sabi ko, delikado ito. Nung sinabi sa akin ng mga military kasama ko na the situation is critical because they were attacking also civilians, I had to sign a declaration dated on that day, but I signed it in Moscow, Russia. So that was the truth, I was there. But I sent the electronic copy of my declaration forthwith. So napadala ko. Yan ang problema ngayon. Marami yung patay dyan. Hindi lang including the civilians. I would not speculate on how many Christians were being beheaded, but that is how the ISIS operates. It does not have any compassion at all. No reason to kill a Christian or a child or a pregnant woman. And they are doing it also in the Middle East. They burn you, place you in a cage. At alam mo, sa totoo lang, I went there for the second time sa China. We had a talk with President Xi Jinping and the rest of his we had a serious talk sa airport. Sabi niya, tutulong kami. So, galing kanina, we were celebrating the 120th anniversary ng PSG, yung gwardiya ng Malacañang. Tapos, pumunta ako doon sa Clark to receive the 4 cargo planes of weapons and ammunitions. Sabi na nila, tutulong kami. So, I was really very thankful to President Xi Jinping and to China, and express my gratitude. And to you guys, pare-pareho man lang tayo, malayo na lang ako. It was my mother who's already dead. ISIS presents the terror of our generation. Alam mo, every generation meron yan eh. You know, itong Europeans who are fond of itong extrajudicial killing, tapos pati ako dinadamay ng mga gago. Sabi ko, mga ulol kayo, and they're complaining, why is your president calling us stupid? Because you're stupid. You know, in 1914, the Duke Ferdinand of Prussia was assassinated. You know, this European mga gago went to war with each other. How many died until 1817? It was almost 15 million Europeans. Sila ang nagpatayan. Tapos ngayon, karaming daldal. Why? Was their conscience different from their conscience now? If you say that I killed what? 10,000? Eh, kayo 15 million. Pinag-up. Tarantado ito mo. Look, I was mayor. My city was in shambles. It was the battleground of the sparrow and yung mga taga-goberno. I used to lose about 3 policemen or PC noon, Philippine Constabulary, or an army man daily. At the end of martial law, it was about 600 ang namatay na police, sundalo, lahat na. And marami doon because if you claim to be an Alsamasa anti-communist, government was very, very liberal doon sa armas, bigay ng bigay. So nung nawala yung NPA, anak na hold up dito, hold up doon. And they would, alam ninyo yan, I know that in the community, Chinese community, mabilis ang balita. They would get into your house, since you cannot also withdraw more than 50,000, mag-istambay yan sa bahay mo isang linggo. Reripin yung anak mo, asawa mo, ang mga maid. Tapos, every day, you go back to the bank, you have just to be silent about it because your family is being hostage. Tiisin mo yan. And that was the practice. Puro mga gobyerno yun noon na mga agent na nagwala. So, there's no sense of talking to them. So, there was drug. Shabu was already made its appearance at that time. And so I said, I cannot run a city with this kind of situation. And I would not be a mayor. Mag-resign na lang ako kung hindi ko talwalong. If I could not make a difference in their lives, what will be the point in electing me as mayor? Kaya sinabi ko, do not destroy my city and do not destroy the youth of my land because I will kill you. Putang, talagang papatayin kita. You destroy a city. And when I became the president, I uttered the same words. Tapos sabihin itong mga gago na si Duterte pinapatay yung mahirap. Look, if there is an organization, may mga manufacturers, may lieutenants, garden runners. Kung wala yan, yung Shabu mo useless lang. Ibuhos mo na nandiyan sa Manila Bay. Wala kang tigpabili. No vendors, no. Ngayon, kung hindi mo rin hiritan ito, patay, may ready siya, boy, and others will take over. Walang katapusan. Yan ang problema in destroying an apparatus or an organization. I don't give a shit kung ikaw ang pinakamahirap sa mundo o ikaw ang pinaka-biggest drug lord. Pareho kayong dalawa because one without the other, there can be no effective. Tapos sabihin nito mga gago na to, binabayaran ko. Oh, look, you ask the former president, every command conference, nagbibigay talaga ako ng pera. Why? Because you are after the trafficking. If there is no seller and there is no buyer, it is not trafficking. Kung i-deliver lang yung kunti-kunti by sachet, tapos bata ang gamitin, purnada ka. Because there has to be a transaction. Yung ibigay mo na pera sa police, hindi na mabalik yon. Kasi paggulihan, mark money na yon. So it forms part, at least a property of the case. Talagang nagbibigay ako ng pera. Totoo yan, lahat ng dumaan na military o police, binibigyan ko ng pera. To make them effective. Walang hindi totoo. Diyan, totoo yan lahat. Ngayon, kung nga sabihin mo, nandiyan ka, despite of nakikiusap na ako, sabi ko nga, if you remember my dialect or language, nakaluhod ako, sabi ko, I am on bended knees asking you to stop because you will die. Ako na ang lumuluhod sa iyo para sa buhay mo. Eh kung ayaw mo pa rin putang ina ka, di papatayin talaga kita. Nakaluhod na nga yung tao sa iyo. Na, bakit hindi ako ba maingat? Kasi kung walang gano'n, na same in dito sa Marawi. Sabi nila, ang Marcelo, because delikado talaga. Bakit Mindanao? Look, Central Mindanao is Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Maguindanao. Yan. Tapos Zamboanga, dito Osamis, Cagayan, Davao City, Caraga. Lahat yan sa Mindanao may muro. At lahat yung mga yan may mga pinsan. At lahat yan puro Muslim. Wala akong galit sa mga Muslim. Kasi ang Islam does not also allow you to kill just anybody. That also is true for the Christians and the Judaism. You do not just kill people for nothing. Kaya ako, I had to. Kasi ang spillover. And there is Sulu, Hulo, Tawi-Tawi, very active. Gumagamit na ako ng bomba doon, which is not ordinarily used in a rebellion. Kasi fight lang ito, pero ito, they are not trying to congregate. Ay, pag sabi ko, pag marami yan, bombahan mo na. Unahan mo. And to think na masabi kayo, yung Chinese grandfather ko married Maranao. Para malaman ninyo yan. So wala akong galit sa Moro, wala akong galit sa Islam. Galit ako sa terorista. Whatever their citizenship or whatever nationality. Wala silang gawin kung ngayon nandito ako. Why did you declare martial law? Because according to the armed forces and the police, critical. Now we have standards of being critical. I have my own standards of what critical situation is. Might be different from the critical situations of the other, especially yung kalaban na sa politika, because they would always downgrade it. Na mine, sa iba critical, pag inatake mo na ng isang syudad, that is critical to me because you're attacking innocent civilians. Ngayon, the next question is, kailan matapos ito, Duterte? Look, I am not a field officer. I do not go around selling plastic products and asking people. I am not an employee that makes surveys there in the mountain. My decision was solely made upon ang totoo, hindi yan sila nagsabi mag-martial law ka, Mayor. Sinabi sa akin, Mayor kasi tawag nila, ayaw ko matpatawag ng Presidente. Nakita mo yung introduction. Sabi niya, Mayor, critical. Critical to me is critical in my own standard. So I declared martial law. Nga sabihin ninyo, kailan matapos to? But, ang military ang nagsabi, ang police ang nagsabi sa akin critical. Pag sinabi na nila everybody is safe and everybody is free to roam around Mindanao and he will be alive for the next 24 hours, then I would ask them, do you think it's time to lift the martial law? Kung magsabi sila, wag muna, hanggang kailan, I really do not know. Magsabihin, it is not my option. I will listen to them. Then I will ask for their recommendation. They should know better than me. Pag sinabi nila wag muna, adi wala tayong magawa. Na about 60 days. Di magpunta ako sa Congress, another 60 days. Give me another 60 days, but maybe I'd be able to eliminate all of them. Ang akin dong order sa Mindanao, pag ikaw humawak ng baril, hindi ka police pati military, shoot him dead. Kasi papatayin talaga tayo niyan. Hindi lang papatayin, ang ulo ng presidente, ilagay na doon sa plaza. Hawakan ni Rizal, kaganon. Tangin. Bullshit na. Ako pantakuti na, nako. Bagay noon, praktisado ako sa manok. Hindi gano'n ang ulo, pero Marunong man rin ako magputol ng ulo, anak ng waiting. Well, question lang yan sa init ng ulo kung matimingan mo talaga. But do you know why I'm emotional? Do you know why I am almost enraged? Kasi ako ang nag-declare ng martial law. Ako ang nag-utos sa mga sundalo. Pumunta kayo doon, magpatay kayo. So pag binabasa ko yung yawa na papel na yan, at makita ko na wounded tapos din, tag-2 pages, ako ang nasasaktan. And I feel, even if it's right or wrong, the burden of guilt. Maisip ko kasi yung mga nawalaan na ng tatay, nawalaan na ng nanay. Kaya kung pabilisan lang gusto ko matapos na to. Kaya ako, I choose the subject. Ito man basahin ko sana. Wala man ito. Mga congratulate lang. Ano to? Kasali pa ang Red Cross dito. Sabagay, nandyan si Dick Gordon. Same line of service to humanity. They are mentioning here the humanitarian endeavors of this country. Yan ang totoo. Ako ayaw ko na kasi ako ang nag-utos doon eh. Ilan na ang patay ko. Kaya sabi ko nga na nung nalaman ko Jaime na salamat ako na mga sundalo pati libre dyan sa Chinese dyan. Pero kung may kalaban dyan na dinala, ay i-expose mo na doon sa radiation na 1 oras, X-ray. Hayaan mo doon, iswitch siya. I-anesthesia mo, sige, matulog ka dyan. Putang bullshit. Ayan ang totoo. Hindi ako nagayahan ito. Why should I be happy? Am I satisfied with this decision? No. Of course I'm not. I feel responsible? Yes. I declared martial law. Who will answer for those who are dead? I. Sabi ko nga I and I alone will be responsible for all acts committed during the martial law. Ano yung mga kasalanan ng sundalo, akin yun. At ako ang magpakulong. Mga sundalo, nagtrabaho lang yan. So, I accept full responsibility. Kung makulong ako, di makulong. So, libre naman doon sa general, kaibigan man kami niya. I'm 72. Huwag mo akong bulahin, magdating ako ng 80. Kalukuhan na yan. I'd be 77 years old. Only time to die. Kasi demanda ka mo rin ang mga kalaban mo. Ang buhay na to. Pero yan talaga ang totoo. But I am really very, very almost the sense of gratitude sa Chinese. Alam mo kasi ang Chinese, it's not really, it is not your brief, it is mine. Ang mga Chinese kasi pumunta dito, wala naman di negosyo lang. Wala ko, lulo ko, Kopras, Batibikari. Hindi naman nangagawa ng lupa, nagbili naman siya. The Chinese came over, mga nila, they never conquered any territory. They never claimed anybody's land. Wala man silang ginawa, negosyo lang. So, ako, when I saw that almost like America was trying to avoid us, mahalata ako kasi sa, during mga cocktail dyan sa mga ambassador, the reception, very cold. Even yung mga military attaches nila. So sabi ko, wala man tayong away, bakit malayo tayo? Tapos, ang pineapple, pati yung lahat ng natin, hindi na tinatanggap kasi quality daw. Sabi ko, what's wrong with the quality of our... So nagpunta ako sa China, sabi ko, Anong problema ng saging namin na masarap man to? Aming kukuha. Sabi, usap kami, usap. Ngayon, sabihin sa ka, asong klaseng export ninyo, bilihin namin. Kaya magpabili na lang tayo ng ibang mga fruits, pag-import tayo, pabili natin sa kanila, tubuan na lang natin. Ay, hindi ba masakit yan sa kanila, puro tayo in-check. Ano ba naman yung tubo na para mabuhay kami dito? So, that is my message to you tonight. And I would like to forgive me if I interrupt a little bit because I have to fly. I have to meet the wounded soldiers. I have allowed the Air Force to use the presidential plane. Yun ang ginagamit niya. Ako, commercial lang ako. Hanggang ngayon, itong si Pal, pati si Cebu, hindi na lang naisip nila na ang nagsasakay presidente. Hindi mo lang nakabigay ng passes pareho sa sine. You know, my father was a cabinet member. About the time when Senator Gordon's father was also the mayor. Governor ang tatay ko but he was a member of the cabinet during the time. Merong card ng tatay ko noon binigyan ng PAL, si Toda, Secretary Vicente Duterte, wife and family. Kaya para akong congressman noon, sige uwi. Itong bagong kuripot itong alam ko na, tapos ako naman may order to everybody. Ito mabuti rin masahan mano ninyo, puro kayo negosyante. May nakaliban nandito si Secretary Obial. Kanina nasabi ko sa kanya. Nung 3 months ako, Presidente, I'm about to wind up. Pumunta ako sa AFP Viluna. May kunting alam rin ako sa kasi masakitin ako. Sabi ko, mayroon ba kayong MRI? Wala. Sabi ko, CT scan, wala. Mabutit na lang kasama ko si Chukno, yung budget officer. So every time magsabi sa wala, sabi ko, sir, nagsisir ako kasi cabinet member ni ma'am yan trabahante ako ni President Arroyo noon. Tiga Decapite. Pero siya yun, nag-utos, hindi ako. Ewan, sir, public security advisor. Sabi ko, anong wala ninyo nilista? Ito yan, talagang, kasi, nagtanong ako kanina, PS, yung anniversary, nagkita kami ni Secretary Obial, pati yung ibang mga doktor na, sabi ko, nabili na ba ninyo yung Wala pa. Imagine last year, ang proseso hanggang ngayon may bidding, natalo, yung natalo, nag-file ng kaso ng TRO, kaya ako nagalit, sabi ko. Kaya sabi ko sa kanya, with due respect to the justice, hindi naman lahat. Sinabi ko talaga, kayong mga huwis kayo, you are contributing to the corruption of this country. Alam mo bakit? Kasi yung natanong putang ina niya, mag-file ng kaso yan para lang mag-negotiate. Ang korte naman kasi mag-TRO, ang project ma-delay. MRI, marami akong pulis na pati sundalo ko patay na wala. Kasi kung Secretary of buy it in 60 days. You know, I'm certain it, buy it should be in 30 days. Kaya dapat yung mga judges should be, alam nila proyekto yan. Alam nila equipment yan. Alam nila marami akong sundalo na may sugat lahat na. I would need those, pati yung barrack, hyperbarrack. That's a chamber na, yung may, mag-dive ka, may bench ka. So you are placed there inside para, but pwede yan sa pasyente, especially mga sundalo na ma-extricate mo 2 days after, papasok na ang gangrene. So ipasok mo yan dyan to arrest the infection. Hanggang ngayon, sabi ko, judge, kung may judge dito, pardon me, but be discriminating and study it very well. Huwag kang mag-issue ng ganon, lalo na kung ang bidding, tama naman kung presyo lang, kung sabihin na nung nanalo yung mga ito ang dapat natin kasi mas matibay, tapos i-entertain mo yung nagprotesta kasi natalo, but you are killing the soldiers actually. If di mag-sepsis na yan alam mo mga doktor kaya pag mag-sepsis na it's already in the blood, mamatay ang sundalo. Kaya ewan ko kung anuhin ko ito pero I'm warning the judges, please do not do it. Please do not do it. Do not force my hand into it. Pupuntahan talaga kita sa opisina mo. Tignan. Sabihin ko to, what's your goddamn business is you? At saka kayo, I hate corruption. Hindi ako nagmamakalinis. Marami rin akong nanakaw pero naubos na. So, wala na. Hindi ako pero corruption is really out during my term. I will be yung mismong cabinet secretary ko, magbili ka ng truck na 18 million bumbero. Anong klaseng apoy ang patayin mo? First class na apoy? Sabi ko, lahat. Ngayon, there's somebody there sa Clark Air Base. I'm just waiting for the people. I will fire him maybe tomorrow. Basta, kasi doon, ang balita, locator, pagka maghingi na ng permit to start to contract, contractor starts to build it, humihingi ng 2 million. Putang ina ako, nagtitiis ako ng 130,000 na sweldo. Ikaw 2 million kada pirma mo. O di palit na lang tayo ng trabaho. Sabi ko nga itong sabata sa gobyerno, sana sa gobyerno, huwag kayong magkamali. Talagang opakan ko kayo. Ang akin is dismissal. I would never go for tama yan si Ombudsman, dismissal palagi. Huwag na yan ng suspension, walang mangyari dyan, magnakaw rin yan ulit. Kaya lahat ng yung mga official, dismissal dapat. Kaya matapos na yan si Carpio. Wala akong magawa iba. I will appoint myself appoint myself as the Ombudsman. Ubos kayong lahat. Siniswerte kayo, kailang yayaman. Tangina kami dito nagtatrabaho nung bullshit ninyo. Pero totoo talaga na corruption should stop. Corruption. Wag magkasala ka na, mag-asawa ka ng 5, total akin 4, okay lang yan sa akin. Wala akong problema niyan. Mag-girlfriend ka ng 6, ako may 3 akong reserba, pareho lang tayo. Wag lang yan corruption kasi putang ina mo, upakan talaga kita. Wag yan kasi alam mo, the reason why this country has never really progressed, do you know why? Corruption. Dito sa taas, pero kay ma'am, Dito sa taas, okay yan. Wala namang, no stupid president will ever discuss corruption dyan sa Senate. Mabaril ka ng cabinet member mo dyan. Ako, paano ito magnakaw ganito? You do not do that. You always talk about good things. But down the line, mga director, mga ano, yan, procurement, puro corruption. Kaya ako dismissal. Wala akong panahon. Kung ayaw pa alis, di ipapatay mo. Total, 3 araw lang yan sa ABS-CBN. Blah, 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 blah. Tapos wala na. Uwi na ako kasi nasalubog namin yung, nandiyan lang ako naglanding sa Quirino, naubusan ako ng panahon. We were, salubog namin yung thunderstorm. Kilat dito, kilat doon, kilat ko. Sabi ko, matamaan ito. Maligaya talaga siyang maligaya dito. Maglukso-lukso si Dilima, si Trillanes, si Leni. Kasi siya naman. Ang problema kay Leni, may problema siya. Si Leni may problema. Alam mo bakit? Putang ina si Pamatong, sabi niya, I have assumed as of today the presidency. Yung si Pamatong na, sabi niya sa newspaper na press release, as of today, I have dislodged Duterte. Sige. Total, pareho man kami lahat ng swerte. Dislodge, ako pa. Sige, inyo na. Hala kayo dyan. Pero, kayo, the only way na makatulong kayo is really tell me straight. Anybody for that matter. Ito si Bongo, Chinese man rin to. Itong aide ko, call him. Set a date, sabihin mo lang I have a very important, urgent matter to take up. Pag sabihin mo corruption, I'll give you all the time. I listen to you. At ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano ko pakan yung wala talaga. Ako, I do not expect na during my time tataas tayo. But at least yung corruption, mawala. Talagang sumubra. I have to go home because I have a very important, you'd see me less of me until the Marawi incident is over. Nandun ako sa mga kampo, everyday, lumilipad ako ng kampo talaga. Just to raise the moral. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your encouraging words. 非常感谢杜特尔特总统为我们带来热情洋溢的讲话，谢谢您。At this point, may we request our President to grant a photo opportunity? Thank you very much, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, for gracing this momentous event. Again, ladies and gentlemen, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines。女士们、先生们，再次请大家用你们热情的掌声，送给菲律宾总统杜特尔特阁下。
Para sa pagbabago, sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao.